If you bought Tesla stock 4 years ago and exactly on November 2021, you would be down today by 8%. On the other hand, if you bought the S&P 500 on the same time, you would be up by 42%. Also, if you bought Nvidia on the same time in 2021, you would be up today by 411%. You would have 5x your money today. Why the stock did not grow for the past 4 years? Will the stock grow again, or is it going to freeze for the upcoming 4 years? I will answer all these questions and I will reveal the secret behind it. Also, I will talk about the post from Cathie Wood that went viral talking about robotaxi and how successful robotaxi will be. Also, I will talk about this guy who posted a comparison between Uber ride price compared to robotaxi. Let's go back to our question on why Tesla did not grow for the past 4 years. Few years ago, Elon Musk was asked the same question. A random guy asked him, why should I invest in Tesla? It is selling at 70 times earning, meaning that it is overpriced. Musk shocked everyone and answered, I always tell people don't invest in Tesla and our stock price is too high, but no one listened. He wasn't wrong on this one. Few years passed and the stock did not move. Take a look at the original clip.
So even with Tesla as a publicly traded company, I think it's down 40% or something from its high, is selling at 70 times earnings. Meanwhile, Mercedes-Benz, which now produces EVs, is selling for 6 times earnings and yielding 5%. Why should I invest in Tesla rather than Mercedes-Benz?
Well, I actually rarely try to convince anyone to invest in Tesla. And many times I've recommended people don't invest in Tesla, and I've said our stock is too high, but then people just ignore me and keep buying the stock for some reason.
My name is Mohammed. I started investing 6 years ago when I took a huge hit and lost all my money on crypto because I was buying meme coins hoping they will be the next Bitcoin like everyone else. I learned my lesson the hard way, and the year 2020, I started investing instead of gambling. I started buying value stocks at good times and analyze undervalued stocks, and that's when I doubled my money in 2021. And in 2022, I bought these stocks at these prices and doubled my money again by 2024. I went from 5 figures to 6 figures in only 4 years. And now I bought these stocks at these prices as I think they will double in the next 3 years. The mission of this channel is to hit our first $1 million together. I'll be sharing what stocks I buy in the upcoming days, and I will give you a weekly update about my portfolio. Currently, I'm sitting at $206,000. Let's start. Is the stock going to freeze for 4 more years, or is it going to grow again? This is the question. First, let's know why Tesla froze for 4 years. It is clearly back then that Tesla stock was overvalued when it was trading at 100 to 180 forward PE. This is a very high valuation. Not only this, but also many competitors during that time entered the market like BYD, the Chinese company, Volkswagen, and many others. This lowered Tesla pricing power, and Tesla was forced to lower their car prices and lower their profit margins. Also, Tesla had its first ever annual decline in deliveries in 2024, followed by a shaky delivery in 2025. Also, Tesla started to lose its popularity in Europe when it saw a 45% decline in sales, especially in Germany. Its sales declined by 76% year over year, which is terrible because Germany is the economic powerhouse of Europe. Also, Elon Musk's political involvement overshadowed Tesla a little bit in some countries in Europe. Many people who are politically progressive have chosen to avoid buying a Tesla, especially the market started having excellent alternative EV options. And now to the most important part, which is I think one of the main reasons why Tesla did not grow is because Tesla started shifting its business towards robotics and AI. This particular revenue stream is still in its foundational phase. It requires patience before it can truly blossom and deliver its financial returns. So I'm still bullish on Tesla. However, the 10x and 20x days are gone. I think Tesla can 2x from here in the next 5 years if only and only Tesla succeeds in its AI, robotaxi, and robotics plan. If Tesla pulls it off, the stock could soar far beyond today's price. If Tesla stayed on its current plan and continued only manufacturing EV cars and stayed as an EV company, I would not be bullish on Tesla. I would say the stock price has peaked, but this is not the case for Tesla. Let's look at what Kathy Wood posted on X. Kathy posted a post showing how big robotaxi will be in the future based on current indications. This graph shows the highest ever US ride-hailing app downloads day. In other words, the days that these apps were downloaded the most. The graph compared 4 apps: Uber, Tesla, Robotaxi, Lyft, and Waymo. You can clearly see that most of the top spikes in the downloads are for Uber, which is the blue bar, and they are usually on big events or holidays when demand for rides increase. For example, the first bar says that Uber was downloaded a lot on New Year's Eve in the year 2015. Also, in Halloween Saturday night of 2015 and New Year's Eve in the next year, and big events like MMA pay-per-view event in 2018 and so on. However, when it comes to Tesla, Robotaxi, which is the purple bar, the story changes. The app had a huge spike in downloads when it was released in September 4, 2025, ranking number 10 all time. This is very impressive since it wasn't tied to a holiday or a big event. This shows how promising Tesla Robotaxi is going to be in the future. Now look at this insane X post. A guy compared the price of Uber to Tesla Robotaxi. Tesla Robotaxi is only 1/5 the price of an Uber. Imagine Tesla Robotaxi expands. That's why I think Tesla stock price could double in the next 5 years if the plan goes smooth. But is it a good time to buy the stock now, especially before Fed rate cuts? I answered this question in this episode titled "Do Not Buy Stocks Before a Rate Cut," where I show the historic performance of stocks after rate cuts back in 1995, 2001, and 2007, and 2019. This will give us some prediction what will happen to stocks when the September rate cuts happen.